Hi, my name is Dr. Mike. I'm a board-certified medical doctor, and today we talk about these two Hollywood icons, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. They've been around since my childhood. They've always looked good, always been in shape, and somehow seem to defy the laws of aging. Tom Cruise is 63, Brad Pitt is 61. Cruise still throws himself off cliffs, and Pitt just filmed a Formula One movie where he drove 180 miles per hour around 290 kilometers an hour. Let me be honest, these two are fitter than 90% of men in their 30s, including myself. And then there's Leo, one of the best actors alive, a man I admire for his work. Also a man that never gets tired chasing skirt if you are under 25 years of age. But physically, he's very unimpressive. He's a full decade younger than Cruise and Pitt. So what's their secret? What can we learn from their lifestyle to still look and move like them in our 60s? Let's start with Tom Cruise. I don't think there's anything this man hasn't done. His most insane stunts include hanging off an airplane at 5,000 feet, repeated for 8 takes, no CGI. The halo jump, falling out of an airplane at 25,000 feet, opening the chute at just 2,000 feet. He was the first actor to perform this on camera. Temperatures were minus 30 degrees Celsius and he was free falling at around 200 kilometers an hour, and he had to do more than 100 practice jumps just to get this right. Then we have free solo climbing, Mission Impossible 2, dangling by his fingertips off a real cliff. When I was younger, I tried pulling off the same haircut. I just look stupid with it, like having an oversized head. Then the famous motorbike cliff jump. Riding a motorcycle off a cliff in Norway, releasing it in mid-air and parachuting down. Not once, but multiple takes. Why? Because he can. He said he felt that he could hold on the bike just a little bit longer. This guy is really pushing the envelope. And here's the funny part. Joseph Kosinski, the director of the F1 movie, admitted he was relieved Cruise didn't join the cast. Why? Because if Cruise were in it, every pit stop would have turned into a death-defying stunt and every race scene would have cranked up another 50 notches of danger. To pull this off at 60, you need to be in peak physical condition. Cruise isn't just a gym bro lifting dumbbells to look good. His body is trained for real-world performance, functional strength, agility, balance, and flexibility. When asked how he stays young, Cruise once applied sea kayaking, caving, fencing, treadmill weights, rock climbing, hiking, jogging. I do so many activities. And that's one secret: variety. Switching your training constantly makes you not just strong, but adaptable. It also keeps you injury resistant, which is huge as you age. Most men, if they exercise, only focus on one sport, lifting weights or playing tennis or biking. But flexibility, balance, and most importantly, variety are what keeps you moving fluidly in your 50s, 60s, and beyond. I learned this the hard way myself. For years I trained the strength but ignored flexibility. Now I do deep resting squats every day between work sessions and my body feels better than ever. If you take one lesson from Cruise, don't just bulk up, but stay mobile. Now let's talk about diet. Here's where it gets a bit messy. According to a Men's Health article, Cruise has been linked to eating just 1,200 calories a day, mainly grilled food with almost no carbs. Honestly, that's nonsense. At 170 centimeters on a good day, plus the help of his elevator shoes, and about 70 kilograms, there is no way he survives on starvation rations. For comparison, the recommended lower end of daily calorie intake for women is around 1,600 calories. And at 1,200 kilocalories, he collapsed mid-scene. 1,200 kilocalories are probably what Leo eats on his yacht parties before ordering dessert. Please don't sue me, Mr. DiCaprio. I enjoy your movies very much, but you could take better care of yourself. More realistically, Cruise probably eats closer to 2,500 to 3,000 calories daily to fuel his workload and only cuts back before shirtless scenes. And that Men's Health article also claimed carbs generate insulin, an aging molecule. Again, garbage. Insulin itself doesn't make you age. Chronic hyperinsulinemia from obesity and insulin resistance can accelerate aging, yes. But eating a banana and some eggs for breakfast won't suddenly turn you into an old man. Cruise devotion to Scientology also plays right into this. In that church, drugs and alcohol aren't just discouraged, they are considered evil. Now let's switch to Brad Pitt. Pitt has some of the most iconic physiques in movie history. In Fight Club, he weighs around 155 to 165 pounds at 5'11". That's lean, probably around 6 to 7% of body fat. In Troy, he bulked up closer to 185 pounds, and in his recent F1 movie at 61 years of age, he still looks excellent. His secret? First, he doesn't drink alcohol like Tom. That's already a massive win for longevity and skin health. Then there are rumors that Brad Pitt is vegan or vegetarian. Now, I don't think that's really a requirement for longevity. What really matters is avoiding processed meat like salami, ham or hot dogs. And here's why. To preserve those meats, keeping them pink, stop bacteria from growing, the industry adds nitrates or nitrites. The catch? Once they hit your stomach, they can turn into nitrosamines, compounds strongly linked to cancer, especially colorectal cancer. I actually checked about 20 different packages at the supermarket the other day, and every single one had nitrites or nitrates on the label. And if they don't, that's usually a trick or a legal loophole. Instead of adding nitrates directly, they use celery juice, which is naturally packed with nitrates. Same effect, just sounds healthier. So what can you do if you still want to enjoy your prosciutto? Simple hack, pair it with vitamin C. Vitamin C helps to block that conversion into nitrosamines. You can take it as a supplement or even better, eat it with foods rich in vitamin C like bell pepper or other fresh vegetables. Is it a free pass? No, but it's something to ameliorate the situation. Back to Brad Pitt. But the bigger factor behind Pitt's looks is consistency. He trains regularly, eats in moderation, and lives a relatively quiet lifestyle compared to his younger years. Let's not forget, Pitt has great genetics, probably a naturally fast metabolism, which makes it easier for him to stay lean, but he's not by any means a genetic freak like Ronnie Coleman. His look is achievable with discipline. Take Fight Club. That body is one of the most admired in cinema history. But strip away the lighting and shirtlessness, and he's actually not that big. No chest, some arm definition, obviously razor sharp abs because he's shredded, but with clothes on, nothing out of the ordinary. No steroids needed. Just calorie control, lean protein and relentless consistency. And that's the big difference with DiCaprio. Leo partied, he drank, he stayed up all night, he lived like a rock star for decades. Cruise and Pitt, they cut the alcohol, trained daily and lived with structure. One lifestyle ages you fast, the other keeps you looking and moving young. Most men in their mid-30s adopt habits that lead to the classic dad bod and never change. Cruise and Pitt never let those habits stick. That's why at 60 they look and move like athletes. What about performance-enhancing drugs? Honestly, I don't think either Cruise or Pitt used them. Cruise never had that superhero body of Chris Hemsworth or The Rock. Those physiques scream steroids. He's lean, functional and athletic. Pitt's Fight Club body is attainable naturally with discipline. So here's the lesson. Genetics matter, but lifestyle matters more. Because at a certain point, even great genetics can't make up for a terrible lifestyle anymore. That might fly in your 20s, but the older you get, the more your daily choices dictate how you look, feel and move. Look at Cruise and Pitt. They completely cut alcohol. Alcohol ages your skin, wrecks your sleep, lowers testosterone, packs on belly fat. You want to look 10 years older? Drink every weekend. You want to look 10 years younger? Just don't. They train with purpose. Cruise doesn't just lift weights, he climbs cliffs, sprints, fences, kayaks. That builds balance, coordination, mobility, not just biceps. And Pitt stays lean year round. He never lets his body drift 20 pounds overweight, then tries to crash diet right before a movie. Consistency keeps him camera ready at 61. Both of them live structured lives. No late night partying, no chain smoking, no dad bod by default. It's not magic. It's consistency, discipline, and living with purpose. The choice is yours. Till the next time. Bye-bye.